one thing that I find kind of interesting is people kind of have this perception of like really taking music seriously. It's almost like a silly thing, like people don't really, either you're going to be like the most famous person in the world or like just don't pay attention to it at all.
Yeah.
And I've noticed like lots of really, really successful people who are in the world, like they have their jobs in other aspects of the world, like yourself. You're doing something that is really cool. I mean, it's amazing, and it's kind of, it's awesome, like working with NASA and getting to send people into outer space. But at the same time, you're doing something in music. You're very interested in this music thing, and I've noticed people who are really like intellectually, like what's the right word? They're strong in their mind. They're people who really are smart. They work hard. They're intelligent. A lot of times they're also extremely good musicians. I mean, so many people who are, you kind of think, you kind of think in this line of like, oh, there's like the kooky artist type, which is
creative, free spirit.
Yeah, free spirit. And that's, I mean, that is a thing. But there's also like there's so many really artistic people who are doctors and nerds and I mean, not to say that you're a nerd. I mean, but you work for NASA, so you're kind of a nerd.
Like I was a nerd in college and probably less so now.
I have a hard time believing that because you're like Mr. Basketball player.
Yeah,
I have seen you ball, all right, with the basketball court. I just can't ever picture you as like
I
a
love
hardcore
school.
nerd.
Academics. Oh, I loved it, dude. I loved every minute of it.
Well, so anyways, I guess that's kind of like, what is it that kind of was music something that you just fell into? Was music something that you really pursued passionately?
Yeah.
How did that kind of work out for you?
Yeah, so I mean, I've been doing music, I guess, pretty much, since I was a kid. So my mom forced me to take piano lessons when I was young.
Yeah.
Hated it. I think most kids who had to take piano lessons hate it, but like I'm super glad I did.
Me too.
And I wish I would have stuck with it, of course, like
Me too.
everyone, everyone does. I probably did that for 2, maybe 3 years, and then I started playing trumpet in band, like in 5th grade, and I played trumpet all the way through high school and then first semester of college even. And so I loved just being in band, like jazz band, all that.
You're a trumpet player, so
I was a trumpet player.
All right, so your nerd bona fides are starting to kick in now.
Yeah,
I got you. Trumpet player in band.
Trumpet player in band.
I got you.
I loved every minute, bro. Yeah. So yeah, I played trumpet. I played French horn at a concert one time. That was
nice.
It was kind of a train wreck, but it did not go well. But it was fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, I played trumpet for a long time, and then I didn't actually start singing until like I did one semester of choir senior year in high school. Because all my friends were in it, and I wanted to have some fun with my friends before I graduated. Nice. And then I didn't really sing much in college. So during college, it was a lot of just academics and playing club volleyball and music. I wasn't as actively involved in music. I picked up guitar when I was down here for a summer. I was just so bored because I didn't know anybody. And so I just bought a cheap guitar, started playing on it, and it stuck. And so I've been playing guitar for 4.5 years now, probably, and then really started singing when I got involved in the worship team at church. So that's probably been 3.5-ish years. But so my music involvement has changed. For a long time it was trumpet, and then it kind of morphed into guitar and singing. But I love music, and I think you're so right. Like there's value in developing both sides of your brain, right?
Of course.
And I've always been a proponent of if you want to be like intelligent, well then like give that side of your brain a break every once in a while and get involved in some other stuff.
Right.
I think a lot of people kind of isolate themselves and focus too hard on like kids who specialize, and all they do is school. Like if they're missing out on the extracurriculars and the music that will help them kind of develop just a well-rounded brain, I guess. And so I'm really glad that I was involved in sports, music, and academics, all of it. And I think that helped me, I don't know, just kind of develop just more general.
Yeah.
More generally. And so when people say like, oh, musicians are free-spirited, art, like, yeah, there are some, but man, like, music is a great tool for like helping kids develop.
Right. Well, some of the smartest people all throughout history have been incredible musicians. I mean, some of the most well-known people from history are who you don't associate with music are some of the most talented musicians in the world.
Yeah.
And these are the eggheads, the people who did some intellectual great feat or great thinkers or some inventor, and so many times they are some of the most talented musicians that you would have come across back in the day. So it is one of those things where I think our pop culture society has sold this idea of artists being one particular way, which I think was probably good for them to sell in a certain way because of it sold the image and they were able to make a buck off of it. So that, fine, that whatever that works for them. But as far as just knowing musicians and that other Lauren, the one that is working, the other rocket scientist that I know, not really, but she was always very good with music and things like that too. So it's really cool, and definitely I think it speaks to that idea of being developed in all parts of yourself as a person. They contribute to each other and end up making you better
develop in other areas,
other things, and
definitely. Giving your mind a break in one area and coming back to it later will help. It helps you grow more in that area if you take your mind off it for a while and do something else.